Hello and welcome. As someone who has spent years deep in hospitality operations and performance support, I am absolutely thrilled to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Today, we're diving into a topic that is going to be central to your careers, AI readiness. Let's get into what it really takes to build a hotel for the future.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about the big picture. What is the real promise of AI? Then we'll dig into the foundations, your hotel's data, and how you connect all those moving parts. After that, we'll get to what might be the most important piece of the puzzle, the people. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a clear blueprint for what comes next.
All right, let's jump right in with part one, the AI promise. Now, it's really easy to get caught up in all the hype, all the buzzwords. So we're going to cut right through that noise and talk about what AI can actually do for a hotel sales and marketing.
Okay, this is probably the most important thing to get straight right from the beginning. The magic of AI isn't about some flashy new piece of tech. Its power, its success, it all comes down to one thing: the data that fuels it. Seriously, think of it like this. Without a solid foundation of good, clean data, even the most advanced AI is just flying blind.
And that leads us perfectly into our next section, your hotel's data ecosystem. Now, this might sound technical, but I want you to think of this as the absolute bedrock. It is the foundation on which every single AI initiative you ever launch will stand or fall. So, what even is a data ecosystem? Well, put simply, it's just all the different tech systems in a hotel. Front desk, marketing, reservations, all talking to each other. It's like the digital plumbing of the building, making sure that critical information about your guests and operations is flowing smoothly to where it needs to be.
And these are the key players in that system. You've got the PMS, the property management system, that's basically the hotel's brain. You have the CRM, which is all about guest relationships. Then you have your booking engines, your revenue tools, and your marketing software. Each one holds a different, vital piece of the puzzle. And for AI to work, it needs to see the whole picture.
Now, right at the center of this entire universe is the PMS. Systems like Oracle Opera Cloud are the command center, right? This is the one single source of truth for every reservation, every single guest preference, every piece of their stay history. Everything else flows into and out of this core system.
Okay, so we've got all these different systems. The next question is obvious. How do we connect them? And this is where we need to talk about the two pillars that hold the entire structure up and keep it from becoming total chaos: integration and governance. So let me just ask you, what do you think actually happens when these systems don't talk to each other? What's the real-world consequence when they're all just operating in their own little separate worlds? This right here shows the problem perfectly. Just look at the before column. The hotel thinks it has 3 different guests, all because John Smith booked in 3 different ways. The system is completely blind to the fact that he's a repeat customer. Now look at the after column. When you integrate the systems, those 3 messy records snap together into one unified profile. And suddenly, you don't just see a random booking. You see John Smith, a loyal guest with a 4-visit history. That insight changes everything.
And that's really the heart of the matter. If you don't have that single, synchronized view, you miss your biggest opportunities. I mean, how can you possibly reward loyalty if you can't even see it? And for an AI system, forget it. AI just can't make smart, personalized recommendations with fragmented data like that. It's impossible. The second pillar that holds this all up is data governance. See, if integration is what gets the systems talking, then governance is what makes sure they're all speaking the same language. It's about setting clear rules for your data, standards for accuracy, consistency, and who's responsible for it. Because honestly, without governance, all integration does is help you share bad data faster. We've talked a lot about technology and systems so far, but that is only half the battle. Now we need to focus on the most critical component of all, the human element. We're going to talk about what it actually means to build a culture of data. You can have the best, most expensive, most perfectly integrated system in the world, but if your team doesn't trust the data, or if they don't get why it matters, that system is worthless. For a sales manager to act on a suggestion from an AI, they have to believe in the data that produced it. They need to really understand that how carefully they enter a guest's name at check-in directly impacts everything down the line. And listen, this is where the education you're getting right now at Europe Hotel School gives you a huge advantage. The skills you are building, learning to interpret data, to question it, to use it, those are precisely what the industry needs from its next leaders. Data literacy is not a nice-to-have anymore. It is a fundamental core leadership skill in hospitality today.
Okay, this brings us to our final section, building for the future. We're going to pull all these ideas together into a simple, actionable blueprint that you can take with you into your careers.
So, if you remember anything from our talk today, let it be these 4 steps. 1. Build a solid data ecosystem. 2. Prioritize system integration to break down those silos. 3. Enforce strong data governance to keep everything clean and reliable. And 4. Foster a culture where everyone, top to bottom, understands and values data. That, right there, is the blueprint for success.
And one last thing. Please remember that this is not a one-time fix. It's not a project you finish and then move on. Real AI readiness is a journey. It is an ongoing commitment to evolving your data foundation as technology and guest behaviors continue to change. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about as you move forward in your careers. As a future leader, the challenge you'll face isn't about which new piece of tech to buy. The real question is much bigger. Will your hotel just buy technology, or will it build a foundation? How you answer that will define your success. Thank you.